Hello, I'm Dozing Cat. I'm a student who's studying multimedia design, and I start playing VRChat since 2020. Greybell is a VRChat filmmaker who has been doing VRChat videography since April 2022. He's working on a sitcom called The Human and the Furries. The content he made is also selected in VRCon 2022 Film Festival for Reality MFF 2022 Community Showcase and VRChat Entertainment Network. And today we're going to talk about the video he made for the Virality, which is called The Human and the Furries. See ya. So let's get started. My first question is, can you briefly introduce the video you made?
So this video, The Human and the Furries, see ya. It is a teaser trailer for an upcoming sitcom about human living with furries. So it starts with the furry characters introducing themselves, and then suddenly, a human. Like what? A human? So yeah, we have clips from the first episode of the show when the human character is trying to find a place to live in, and yeah, at the end of the teaser, we got a Karen crashing into the set. The camera person, but that's okay. The camera person is fine. So yeah, see ya.
Interesting. So, what inspired you to make the video?
I wanted to put the words out there, creating buzz around it, and getting people to talk about it. So, submitting it to Virality, the teaser trailer, and thankfully they accepted it. Sort of helps to create a buzz around it and let people be aware that it is actually coming. So, again, see ya.
So, since it's a trailer, how long do you expect the entire situation comedy to be?
So we're planning to have 5 episodes so far for now, because we just want to test the water, if it's gonna work or not, depending on the reception of the viewers. Because so far we only have shot 1 episode, which is around, we estimated, we still haven't edited the full episode yet, but we estimated to have it around 7 to 10 minutes per episode. And yeah, hopefully people will like it.
What is the process of making your video for the Virality showcase? Like, how do you find the actors? How do you find the world? Basically the filming process.
All right, so actually, the this concept about the human and the furries, it's not supposed to be a thing. It's not supposed to be an actual thing, and that was when the first concept trailer, I would say it, and retrospectively, it's a concept trailer that we made a few months ago for Virality Midwest Fur Fest community showcase. So that was supposed to be a parody and a fake trailer, but people liked it so much, so we thought, well, maybe we should turn it into a real sitcom, because people liked it. I saw some positive messages from their Twitch stream, and yeah, we started. Actually, we were actually rushing in completing the trailer and the first episode. So we shot the first episode first, like a month before. We did the scripting like 2 months ago. Wait, no,
we did too much prior to Ferality. The thing was, we were so busy after the MFF that we didn't have time to do the scripting until recently, 2 months ago. So we were just rushing. But of course, we made sure to proofread before we recorded. So the way we got actors is basically our whole entire friend group, which makes things easier.
Yeah, I just forced my friends to be in it. But no, they willingly help. Because they willingly help to create the project, even though we all have different time zones. So like, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to meet everybody's availability.
Yeah, I
some
understand
people are
that.
busy in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. Like their night, my night. We just have different schedules.
Like for example, this is my morning. This is my morning right now.
Yeah, this is his morning. Yeah, it is quite hard to manage a suitable time for everybody. But yeah, we film the first episode first, so that after that we get enough footage for the teaser trailer. Because I mean, it wouldn't make sense if we just create a teaser trailer and have nothing to provide. So yeah, everything was rushed just to meet that deadline. And I feel bad, to be honest. It's like I feel like taking everybody's time, and we're not like seasoned actors or professionals. We're just like a very close group of friends, just helping each other out and making this project into a real thing.
But the group friends making it much more fun.
Yeah, it is much more fun. For the filming process overall, the filming, like I said just now, we filmed the first episode first, and then the teaser. And I got one of my friends to help me to also do the camera work. So I will do. I have multiple camera angle set up for the sitcom, so it helps.
Yeah.
It kind of helps to save time because you don't have to do too many retakes of different angles. So yeah, he's still learning. He's still learning VRChat cinematography. He's never done it before, but he's still doing fine. He's doing it. And yeah, and then we got over here Xembos, my friend. Shout out to him, for helping me to write the script, because I am not an expert in sitcom, and I'm not the best when it comes to this stuff. So it helped a lot in realizing the vision of the show. And yeah. What else? Okay, editing. I just use Shotcut. I don't use fancy stuff like Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas. But my friends did suggest me to use DaVinci because it has so much function. But I don't have the time to try it. But yeah, I will try it for maybe a short music video project, but not for now, because like I am so comfortable. I'm comfortable with using Shotcut because I've been using it since 2018. And back then, Shotcut was very buggy. Right now, it's so much smoother. All the audio was edited in Audacity because Shotcut can only do so much. So it's hard to like see, to level the audio perfectly, because sometimes when we record audio from VRChat, some people's microphone is a little bit too low, some are a little bit high. So in Audacity, you can do it so much easier because you can use the compressor, the EQ, and other stuff And for the narration, shout out to Ifrit Goat Demon. Or did I get it right? Goat Demon.
Ifrit Demon
it's one
Goat,
of
yeah.
Ifrit Demon Goat. Yes, I'm sorry, I butchered the name. He's one of our friends, and he does the narration. And I chose him because he has the perfect voice for it. Like when you hear the
He really
narration,
did a
you would be
great job.
reminded of
Yeah.
like the promotional TV advertisements on TV. You would be reminded of that. And yeah, he has the perfect voice. I sent him the script and he does it well. And with the magic of editing, everything came together perfectly and we created this funny teaser. Background music, I just searched royalty-free sitcom music on YouTube and that came up. So yeah, and it is also perfect for the tone of the teaser. And I may use it for the sitcom too, because I don't know. I think it's the only perfect sitcom music for this show, this type of show, and genre.
Yeah, it matches perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I talk about inspiration?
Yeah, sure.
What inspires me to create this specific I don't know what you call it, aesthetic for the teaser? It was inspired by Lizzie McGuire's opening where the characters are playing around with themselves, and then the set of the opening is in a bright white set. So we kind of used that as an inspiration for the teaser, and yeah, we wanted to have that familiarity for nostalgic point, and people will feel at home kind of because they've seen the sitcom.
Yeah, it looks
well, not
old-fashioned.
that they've seen the sitcom, but yeah, the vibe of the teaser is kind of old-fashioned, like very 2000, like from Disney Channel and Nickelodeon.
Yes, with this type of sitcom, we try aiming for a 2000s, 90s vibe. So that's why we have the old sounding sitcom music, all these wacky characters just playing around and such, along with some funny moments that you're bound to see that you saw from the first trailer. That was more 90s because it introduced each character right then and there in their own little, somewhat in their own little habitat. So we're trying to go for that kind of theme with 90s and 2000s instead of just the modern sitcoms, rather.
Yep.
Oh,
and I guess
yeah. Oh, and I have some questions which is related to the filming process. So in the beginning of your video, the camera kind of switched between different characters. How did you film that?
Like I said, time zones. That's the problem. It's hard to get everybody together in one room. So I had to use another plan to create that shot. So I just filmed each of the characters separately. Like, you do this in character, and you do this poses in character, and then I will just edit it in post and the editing process. I just, just create a keyframe movement of gliding that footage from right to left, and then stop, right to left, and then stop for each of the characters. And yeah, it takes time to edit it because I have to think. Because I use Shotcut. I'm not sure about other video editors, but the way I use Shotcut, it may take a little bit more time to do even the simplest thing, because I have to sync one movement of this footage with another movement. So in the timeline, I have to like very carefully time where I want this footage to glide to the side. This footage,
Oh yeah,
and
I
so
can
on.
relate to that.
Yep, but it's worth it. I think it's perfect.
So I noticed the background is like completely white. Did you shot that in a completely white world?
Shout out to Kenny. He made that world for us. Which is actually it was made for a previous video, which was submitted for the
It
VR
was
Chat New
made for
Year's
the New York-
Entertainment Network.
Yes.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was made for that.
we did the
I watched
Disney
that.
Channel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we used I told Kenny specifically to not make it too white. Like the like 255, 255, 255 white, but like a little bit lower so it doesn't clip with some of the outfit like this white. Because in that world, your shirt is like very, very white. So I don't want to clash with the background. So yeah. And
you were
we
trying to go for
reused that for
off-white
this
in the
teaser
background.
trailer. Yeah, a little off. Not too bright, but it's still white. It's still bright.
That's an interesting story. I also noticed that the fact that you are using a human avatar makes the entire situation even like funnier. Can you tell our audience why you are using a human avatar?
This avatar?
Yes.
It is one of my sims. Yes, I this is a sim that I created in The Sims 4. Cause the story is that back then when I started to play VRChat again back in 2021, everybody was either a furry or an e-boy or e-girl. So I was like,
True.
I don't know which avatar to wear because I don't feel like I can't relate to those avatars. So you know what? I'm just gonna port my own sim from The Sims. And yeah, I got this, and I got a few more Sims in my like avatar list. But this is my main avatar.
And the funny thing is, we always call him our honorary furry since he's always a human whenever he hangs out with us.
Token human, yes.
So since you've been working with furries, do you feel more comfortable if you do you feel more comfortable using a furry as your avatar?
I mean, for filming and socializing is a different thing. So if I want to film myself in a furry avatar, yeah, I would do it. I mean, it depends on the story that I want to tell, the plot line, whatever is needed in the film. So if I want to make a music video featuring, some furry characters, I may use myself as a body actor if none of my friends are available. So yeah, it's basically acting. So, but socializing, I would prefer to be in a human avatar unless I found a good persona. Because I'm not a furry. My friends dubbed me as a furry adjacent person. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still not a furry after like hanging out with them for more than a year. But I don't know. Fia has a persona. I might have a persona too.
Do you have any advice to filming a situation comedy or something else like that?
Okay. I'm not an expert in sitcom or anything related to comedy, but I can give you one advice in filming. One thing for sure, communication is everything. So if some of your crew isn't comfortable doing certain tasks, maybe you should listen to them, work on it together to find a better solution. And it may not be the most perfect solution, but it is still a team effort. So also it's okay to seek help from others if you are not capable of doing everything on your own. Because yeah, this is my actually my first time working with a lot of people. Like even my friends group, I consider that is a lot because we have different actors, and then I have my friend helping me with camera work and stuff. So yeah, it's okay to ask for help. But for specifically for advice for filming this type of genre, you may ask him.
The thing is, I'm not expect and I'm sorry, I messed up. I'm not an expert in sitcoms either. However, I have watched a lot of sitcoms throughout my time. So what I usually do is, depending on which era, whether it's the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, I make sure to look back on the sitcom itself and see how it worked. And it's mainly due to how the character dynamics work. So the advice I will give, besides communication, because communication is definitely key when it comes to this filming thing, is to make sure each character is like a big puzzle piece. You gotta make sure each character, that piece, can fit in that puzzle. Because if it doesn't fit in the puzzle correctly, it's not gonna work. Like for example, you guys can have the character have many friends or many enemies. Sometimes many enemies can work better than having many friends. So it all depends on how you see the show. Do you see a bunch of friends? Do you see a bunch of friends and some enemies mixed into that group? It just depends. With each character dynamic, you can come up with a different types of jokes. Like for example, person A, person B are friends. Person A, person C doesn't like person A, person B are friends, right? But person A doesn't like person C, and vice versa. But person B is friends with person A and C. So that gives an interesting triangle and see what kind of possibilities will happen to it. So the main thing I would say is, if you're looking to make your own sitcom, you can look at other previous sitcoms and see which one fits you, and see how you're going to pay the story and the character dynamics to fit your vision.
Yeah, I think it's okay
that is a
to
really useful
get
insight.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, when I'm trying to make a comedy, it's kind of hard for me to that the audience get the joke, because sometimes you will find something that is funny to you, but it's probably not going to be funny to others. And also when you spend a long time working on something, you might just kind of I don't know how to say this, but it will become it will be harder for you to realize that joke, because you are just too put yourself too deep into the entire the making process. And sometimes I think it's necessary for other people to bring another people who has never see the joke or listen to a joke, and just let them tell you how they feel. Yeah.
Actually, we do that when we finish a script. We show our friends and other people to see if they understand the jokes. Because you're right, it's kind of a little it feels a little off when no one gets the joke at first. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. When you're writing jokes, it's kind of like the luck of the draw. Whether it hits or not, it's going to be there. So, yeah, with me and Greybell or Greybell and I, what we usually do when we finish the script, we show our friends and see how they would rate the joke system, whether it needs to be a little bit more funnier comedic or it needs better pacing. So we make sure to get others involved to see how it looks and see if we need to improve on it right then and there. So don't be scared if you want to show other people the jokes and see if they hit or not, because feedback is definitely one of the key components when filming.
Yeah. I'd like to add. So I haven't edited the whole the first episode, but I'm gonna plan to do a test screening with the actors and maybe perhaps some other people to see their reaction and their feedback. Maybe they will provide insights on what's funnier or how to, make the joke better. But yeah, test screening is important. Getting feedbacks from your actors or crews also important. So yeah, like I said, communication and team effort. Yeah.
And of course, it falls within limitations because you're gonna have some people that prefers like wholesome humor, then some people prefer dark humor or more adult humor. But of course, there's limitations to it. So you kind of have to play off that way. That's why I said you gotta mind your audience. Do you want to shoot for adult comedy, dark humor, or you want to do something wholesome that the younger generation could even enjoy?
Yeah, and we can't please anybody because if you take account every feedback, it would just change the whole thing and it won't be the vision that you want for the show. So I guess you have to be selective of the feedbacks too, so it doesn't stray away from the vision of the show. Yeah, I guess that's all from me.
Well, that
Yeah,
is
that
a
makes
really
sense.
good answer. yeah, I make my short film myself, and I certainly think it's necessary for others to view my videos first and then maybe publish it. Did you guys encounter any difficulties when filming the video, other than managing different timelines?
Besides managing different timelines, I would say the most difficult for me is the latency because of
Yes.
some
Even right now, we have the latency. Because yeah, like when should I talk? Like when are you?
Oh no, he froze. Basically, it's like, when should he talk? When should I talk? Because not everybody's internet is so good. Like, for example, during the filming, I was 8 seconds behind him when speaking, and another actor was like 10 seconds after whenever I speak. So we had to pair off and such to see what time should we speak and what time should we act. But yeah, the latency could be a thing. Another difficulty we have is that some of us are not full body. Like, for example, I'm not full body. So, in fact, there's a scene in the recent trailer for the Frally Silva. You notice that Greybell actually pushes one of the characters to the side. Now, that was very difficult to handle because of latency, not to mention we're making sure the hands don't clip inside the body. So when they push, it took at least 10 tries for us to perfect it. I'm not going to lie. And again, some of us are full body, some of us are not. I'm not full body. Greybell's not full body. The only people that's full body in there, I would say, is Kenny, the orange dragon you see in the trailer, D-Wolf, the red and black one, Reed, the white wolf, and Riles, the crocodile alligator person. They're the only ones with full bodies, so they have full access to their legs and stuff. while the other actors don't really have that. So we have to put that into consideration and say, okay, so you should be sitting here, which sometimes is impossible because sometimes there's not a seat toggle in our world. So most likely we have to use Gogo Loco to activate our locomotion when it comes to seating, like how Greybell and I are doing it now. Speaking of which, hi Greybell.
Yes.
Welcome back.
I have to say another difficulty will be the camera work, which Greybell can definitely answer, because there'll be times he tries to move the camera a certain way, it doesn't work out, so he has to try again and again and again, which is another reason why I have a second camera person to help out with that kind of scene as well, in case he can't do it while he's moving on the set himself.
Same much. I mean, camera work and VRChat, it was so much better a year ago before they banned mods. I mean, hello.
Really?
Actually,
but
yes.
yeah, we have to adapt now with the flying camera that doesn't always work in our, how we planned it and stuff.
Our
So we have
because
to have another person to operate the camera.
Because back then he was able to use this railway system, which you can pin a camera to a certain path. So as that goes along, it helps with better movement. It was so
That is
smooth.
really
There is
useful.
another camera system out there. Yeah, there's another camera system out there, but it's a little finicky, and I probably need to work with it so I can be possibly another cameraman too to help out with the scene. But that's gonna be for the future.
Yeah. Wait, have you used that mod before?
No, I'm.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't into filmmaking until the implementation of EAC. If that is the correct.
You missed out a lot. You missed out a lot. Those mods are a savior for me. And I think for most content creators, because we've been asking for that feature for a year now. It's almost a year since they added EAC to the game. So yeah, I mean, I still hope they will add it. But I don't know. But there are some, like Xembos mentioned just now, there are some solutions to it, which is still a little bit janky, but it kind of does what that mod did. But I still wish VRChat would implement it natively, because it would make. And I don't know. This is me being a conspiracy theorist. VRChat recently tweeted about what is your favorite content you created on their Twitter. And I don't know if that's like a hint for a camera overhaul, like more better camera, but hopefully it is a hint to that. Because I know they acknowledge that we want those features. But I don't know. Fingers crossed. I can't do that because I don't have that. Yeah, but fingers crossed.
But another difficulty I will probably say is a slight language barrier, because not all of us have English as their first language. So sometimes with the script, we have to either explain the script a little bit more so they can understand, or we have to adjust it so we can all properly pronounce it. Like, I mean, my primary language is English, and I still get stuff wrong, so we have to make sure everybody's can say the words, including myself.
Oh, one more thing. We have to make sure the script describes the tone of the line, the facial expression, how do you puppet your avatar? Because that is important when it comes to body acting in VRChat. It's hard to like control your avatar while acting. So it's better
True.
to have a description of it in the script instead of like telling them on set what they should do. At least they have some time to think of how they want to like puppet and move around their avatar.
Since most avatars use a gesture puppet, what I usually do in the scripting, whenever there's a certain line or a certain movement, I always add in parentheses what face it should probably make and what tone it sets. So, for example, if you're trying to sound angry, then you have to have that angry emotion on your face. That way, you can properly portray it. Because we don't have face tracking capabilities.
Yeah, that is some.
It's already
extra
hard
work
enough
do.
to do some movement. So we have to make sure that I say, hey, make sure you look angry in the scene, or if you're bored, make sure you have like a concern or sad face, that kind of thing. And we have to have at least a little bit of knowledge of the avatar they're using. That way we can say if it's easier to puppet the gestures or not, or if it fits the look. Like, for example, someone can have like a Rex avatar, and we're like, that doesn't look too sad. So do you have another gesture you can work with? And they work with another gesture. It's like, okay, that's better. Use that one, and we'll write a note of that. So we make sure as we film, we keep notes of certain things.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I wanted to say.
Don't worry about that, because I have things to say. So, if you've watched my my video for Virality, you know that I try to replace certain characters from a movie with my Tatum avatar. I mean, not my Tatum avatar, just a Tatum avatar. And while filming, I just realized that how hard it is to replicate the facial expression of the original character in a movie, even though the character I was trying to replicate is the Ghostface, who always wears the mask. But I think it's but I think it would be like funnier if I just let the Tatum use its original expression instead of letting Tatum wearing a mask. And that just made me realize that how hard it is to like use only those few options to make the entire video funnier and make the avatar more expressive.
It's hard. It's hard. But Tatum is pretty expressive. So some avatars don't have enough expression to express character. And yeah,
some avatars are definitely more subtle than others. But I'll definitely say you definitely did a good job with the Ghostface reenactment scenes. It was definitely pretty good. In fact, a bunch of us was actually very entertained by that, and it was just interesting how clean you cut out Ghostface.
You should see the Shining video. It's so funny.
I'm definitely going to look into it.
We can watch it later. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I guess this is my final question. Is there anything you guys like to try in terms of the technical aspect, like how to further control the camera, like use it to create different kind of movements, or try to find a solution to those common problems you encountered while filming in VRChat?
You mean like suggestions for camera improvement?
Yeah, it could be suggestions or things to experiment with.
Okay. Experiment with. I don't know. Well, I know, but like I don't know if I should say it now because like I feel like it's a secret for me, but there's a way to create
Okay.
a very, very distorted high FOV look. You just have to rotate the okay, I don't know how to explain this. Okay, first you have to rotate your desktop orientation to portrait, and then on your stream camera, which hold on, let me just hold it.
Ooh.
I'm holding my camera right
Yeah.
now, so it is in landscape. But when you are in stream mode, you have to change it to portrait for the stream camera. So you have portrait desktop, portrait stream, and you're gonna need to lower the FOV as much as you can, but on stream it will show a much higher FOV, so it can see more things from the side. And from there, I added a fisheye effect to create a fisheye look. And I think I will experiment with it even more in music videos.
Interesting.
But yeah.
A few things I want to
Latency-
experiment more with is the grid lines along with the anchoring of the camera, because the grid lines help with positioning the people inside the frame. For example, since the desktop is in portrait mode, there's grid lines in the middle that'll say, hey, this is the middle, this is the center, this is where the portrait is going to be. You're like, okay, cool, you move into it. Another thing I want to work with is the anchoring system, which you can anchor your avatar, and then as you move, the camera moves with you. I want to try to do more of that to see how to properly use it for my better advantages. Like, for example, if I need to pan something, it'd probably be easier to walk in a straight line than to use the drone, because you notice if you're lower to the ground, you go more slower.
Yep.
You go much more slower, in case you need that slow panning. So I want to experiment with that more too with my stuff. There are also a few others, but I think another one I will probably use is the filters, but that's for a different time. The masking I find very useful because I can mask my own self, or I can mask other people, or the
Same.
environment, or transparency. I definitely find useful to mask my own person in case my hand goes out in front of the camera by mistake. It just helps a lot, especially since I have an invisible avatar myself. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to deal with it.
Yeah. When filming in VRChat, it's always about working with limitations, finding our own ways to deal with this kind of problem. Yep, and that makes us creative. Yep.
Yeah, working on limitation that VRChat has is quite tiring, but it also motivates creativity. But I still wish they would still add more features to the camera. I mean, come on.
True.
Content creators are thirsty for them. We need more features.
But until then, all we have right now is either getting a camera script from something from Gumroad, utilizing the camera itself and try to better it, or we just get our friends who are somewhat experts at using the camera and just have everybody film at once and see what magic you can make out of it.
Thanks for answering all of the questions. Yeah. And yeah, I
thank you
guess,
for having us too.
That's it. Yes. Thanks for joining my interview.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, where's the confetti emoji? I can't find it. There.
Yay.
Money.